Hello, traders. Welcome to the Friday live stream. We're in Power Hour, and we're going for a weekly close on equities. And we're not doing too hot, man. Crypto's not anyway. At least some of the equities had a little bounce off their lows, but I don't know if it's enough to save them. We're going to look at all those weekly candles today. But we're going to start the stream, of course, with Bitcoin that did make a multi-month low earlier and quite possibly could be threatening to do it again in the last, 30 minutes of trading on Wall Street, actually. They're the ones dumping it. They've been dumping it all week, man. You can see above my head on the 4-hour right now. Yeah, they did rally, but we just had a 4-hour candle close, the lowest 4-hour candle close we've seen on Bitcoin. Shoot, dude, since May 6th. That just happened about 25 minutes ago. And this little alert I've got set up would give us intraday multi-month lows again and getting us closer and closer to the next major inflection zone that is nothing between, there's nothing there until $91 to around $93,000. It's really $92,800. You can see the zone pictured below with the numbers to the side. And then you can look to the left and see, oh, is the audio low? What the? My audio low, chat? Give me an audio check, video check. Sorry, I normally ask about that. I just kind of got complacent or comfortable. Let me know. Real quick, dudes. Just need some, I don't want to get too deep in the stream if there's a problem, okay? So mods, peoples, we're good. Good now. Sound is good. All right, cool. Well, if the sound is good, then we can cover the bad price action. And just looking at the weekly here, again, there's just nothing here till 91K. Well, the candle close, maybe you could say 93K. Okay, whatever. 91 to 93K inflection zone. You're not quite there yet. I don't know why you wouldn't get there eventually, even if you rallied on the new day or something. It could be louder. Bro, y'all are crazy. Brad said the audio is good, so people are saying 5 out of 5, so I'm just gonna go with them on that. And nothing's changed, no variables. So anyway, that's where we're at. Going for the lowest weekly candle close since April 28th. You get any lower, you might be going for the lowest close since April 14th. Not really much of a difference, but here's the daily, or that channel we've got. Just falling on deaf bids. No one buying, no demand for Bitcoin. My God, man. Let's just say from the highest point to lowest point, Bitcoin in less than 4 days is down 12%, a little more, with a little bit more downside potential to go. And yeah. I mean, that you would think that'd be really, really bad for altcoins, but I think the altcoins, they are outperforming today because they've been murdered way earlier and way more than Bitcoin. So sometimes I guess that happens. Interesting, but not that interesting. Like you go with Ethereum, it's only down 1.8% with Bitcoin being down nearly 5%. Yeah, I mean, they virtually take it down to that 1618 again. I just think you're waiting on 2,900 to 3,000. Maybe they don't get it there, but my God, how close it is, and that level's so real. I mean, really 2,900 major swing lows there, swing highs before. That's kind of the target. I mean, if Bitcoin's going to 90K, you could just think about like how Ethereum's correlated. It would dump more too and probably be at the 3,000 level. So, all right, still going for, yesterday was your lowest daily candle close since July. Today, the same, unless they bid it up when Wall Street closes. They could, whatever, but still in a bad trend. And that's where we're at, going for literally multi-month lows on Ethereum's close. But that won't be until 7 p.m. Eastern, so we got to wait. All right, and you get a like XRP. It's only down 1.9%. I mean, it's not even, you know, like they dumped this thing so fast, so violently down to 219, and you're not even back there yet. I mean, you figure like if it was correlating the exact same as it had been with Bitcoin, we'd be probably at 207, maybe closing in on 190, 196. So, all right. And then you've got, I guess BNB, whatever. We can look at it. I just look at it because it's market cap size. All right, see that it's only down 0.2%. I mean, it's, you know, trying to bottom it out. Like they're testing that August 22nd high as support, and that's it. Outperforming the living crap out of Bitcoin today and other altcoins even. Solana only down 2%. But hey, great news. You got some real TA respect here with that bear pole bear flag. Oh, what a dream, man. They took it I mean, look to the cent. 135.81. You go back. It's been a level. I mean, even in April, it was resistance before collapsing. Look at that. I mean, the spring back. Remember all the crazy stuff that happened here? Look at that. I mean, that level is so undeniably real, and they just went and finally hit it. So I'd say, like, respect. But if Bitcoin was going to go see 90K, 91K, then you're looking at 124 to 130 down here. The weekly looks terrible on Solana. It just does, man. It did already. They had already back tested 202 as resistance going on a few weeks ago now. And you're following through back to this big level where, like, you know, the history takes it as far back as September 2021 as a swing low before running to all-time highs. Then it flipped to resistance and collapsed, and then it became support from April 2024 all the way to like October 2024. Then it was violated in March of this year, recaptured, reconfirmed, and then a run, and now we're back at it. So, yeah, you got it's a big zone, and you're just at the top end of that zone. But you can clearly see, like, to lose that would be very bad. You would never want Solana to be below 124. You would never want to own Solana below 124, because if it's not a fake out like we saw in March to April, I mean, you'd be targeting probably for $56, which would be, you know, complete and utter decimation. Oh, maybe $80 first, $80, yeah, but just ugly, man. I mean, think about Solana in a 3-week period, down 34%. Get wrecked, man. That's so gross. So it's Friday afternoon. It's an early stream. I was just going live because, you know, Friday nights, man, people are doing things even more. You know, the markets are closed. You know, stock market's closed, so we can't really cover that live. And it's more fun, I think, enjoyable to cover going into the close. Since the last 30 minutes of trading, the second highest volume moments of the market for Wall Street. So, yeah, dumping, selling off. Those are your bigger cryptos we just looked at. You know, I mean, we could look at, like, what if you want to look at, like, Dogecoin? I guess we can. It's not doing too bad today. It's only down 1.56%. It's just crazy. Bitcoin's down 5%. These alts, not too bad. So breaking back below that 16-cent level, you are working on, I mean, if all stayed the same or any lower in the next 3 hours, 27 minutes, you'd be going for your lowest daily candle close since July 1st, multi-month lows, and below a key support from 2021. Yeah, bad trend, man. No edge. It's ugly right now. I mean, you might be at an 88% retrace from the previous low to high. That's it, though. I guess there's some divergence, but that divergence manifested into the lowest high. Now it's already rolling back over. It's, yeah, not great right now, man. The price action's pretty terrible, dude. Pretty terrible. Bitcoin adjacent, crypto adjacent, MicroStrategy, mother of God, dude. They took this thing to its lowest level since October of 2024 again. And going for the lowest daily candle close since October of 2024. And they're just right at this April 2024, March 2024 swing high. That buying climax peak, they're just right at it. Looks like they're going to close literally right at it, unless Bitcoin starts puking more, which, I mean, look at it right on this 4-hour candle. The 4-hour candle, man, it's, ugh, you know, whatever. But no edge, no seller exhaustion, just sitting at the lowest relative strength reading on MicroStrategy since May of 2022 on the daily. That's disgusting, man. That was bear market as F. May 2022, if you remember. Bad times. Okay. And a lot of the miners look terrible too, like Mara. Look at that thing, man. Once they, you know, like look from just October 15th, dude, we're talking legitimately 1 month ago, marathon holding the Bitcoin miners down 48.5%, broken key support, like it just capitulated through it, 1482. And I guess just on your way to the next level, there's just not much here, man. It's like $10 target. Disgusting on these miners. And then also the treasury company. Oh, dude, look, it's Metaplanet, bro. I mean, it was cool when they confirmed a bottom at support, so, you know, that was interesting. But the bubble popped, and look what you're doing. I mean, you're continuously just bleeding out because it's a joke, man. It was like a bankrupt Japanese company, and they're like, we're a zombie company. We're gonna become a Bitcoin treasury company near the top and start buying Bitcoin in the hundreds of thousands, the high 100,000s, you know, like whatever, 110 plus. And yeah, I'm pretty sure they're underwater. They have a lot of Bitcoin, but it's going for its lowest daily candle close since April 10th. And I don't know why it would stop here. It would probably go to 210. They don't hold 210, it's 175. We'd be near an all-time low. So if things got bad on Bitcoin, that's probably where Metaplanet would end up. The basement, the gutter. All right. I do want to look at Bitcoin on the weekly. I want to show y'all something. Don't know if you're going to care too much. Let's see if I can. I don't even remember what chart it did it on, actually. What? Hold on. Okay, yeah, here we go. I want you to see this. So if we go back, this thing on, chat, we good? We live? So you want to go back and look at log scale, okay? Logarithmic scale. Typically I'm just using log scale when it's really far out, lots of time, and you're trying to identify like a larger trend, and this uptrend's been going on. I mean, think about how long, man. November 2022 was the bottom, put in that higher low in August 2023. Those are the original anchor points of this channel. That's how I came up with this, because anchoring, yeah, could certainly change the swing lows by thousands of dollars, right? Of course. But 1 and 2, and then just kind of adjusted, made this the third anchor point for this equidistant channel, and you had tremendous amounts of respect of the heart line and the other equidistant trend lines. I mean, very good support. And then the heart line was most recently rejected as resistance, I guess, at all-time highs, and is rolled over. And then you've just got where this demand line is in log scale. You've got that, what we've been talking about, the target zone above my head in linear, you know, on the 4 hour. You can see it right here. It's like 91, 93, okay? And then you look on this big strung out channel in log, and 91K is virtually confluent with that level. I was talking to my friend who loves log scale, who's typically always in log scale, Larley. He also pointed out that right there, right at that demand line, right at that horizontal line, is a log scale 61.8% retrace. So the golden retrace is right there too. So you have like major levels of confluence at the 90K level. You would think, like, even if it's not going to be like a long-term bottom and we're going into a deeper downtrend or something, it would at least, you'd probably catch a big response there. Maybe you might get a big reaction. They might take it here all the way up to 100K for a retest or something. That's a lot. So I just, was spitballing. I figured you might find that interesting, might not, whatever. I don't know if other people are looking at it like that at all, but yeah, that was kind of how I was going with it. This is weird. My mic really is kind of yeah, I don't know. Kind of is. Seems like it's low. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. I'm just looking at the mixer, and it's not hitting. I don't know. It's not hitting red. So anyway, okay. Thought that'd be fun. But one thing that is a little concerning, okay, just saying, all right, log scale, great. We go back to just linear. We go back to Bitcoin on the weekly, and then we just look at the only thing that's just kind of disgusting is like this overwhelming amount of bearish divergence. I mean, it is just so much of it. You just keep making higher highs. You keep making pathetically slightly higher highs, and you keep putting in lower levels. And now, like the weekly, look at the weekly relative strength index. I mean, we are now hitting 40 for the first time since January of 2023. That is extremely notable, man. Multi-year lows on the weekly relative strength index on Bitcoin. Ugly, man. I don't even know what to make of that. It's real bad. And then your negative momentum. We're talking about Bitcoin, crypto, momentum-driven asset class, fueled by speculation and momentum. And look at this, your highest level of negative momentum since April. Not that big a deal. I mean, it's way more concerning, way more notable, this RSI. And you're right at the bearish control zone threshold. So you better be bouncing soon, otherwise you fall into that. You don't want to do that. Some of the worst drawdowns we've ever seen are when Bitcoin's weekly relative strength index falls below 40. You know, but hopefully, Mother God, 2015, they bounced off of it. You know, you saw that 2019, they bounced off of it a little bit in 2022. But yeah, to crack through 40 on this type of time scale, pretty gross, man. And then the other aspect of unfavorability, I think everyone would agree with, is that we're losing the 50-week simple moving average, which is very uncharacteristic of this uptrend we have been in, Bitcoin has been in, as that, you know, that was like pretty much max threshold of price where they would take it down, they would flirt with it, they might violate it for a day or two, but on the weekly, they never settled up below it. You saw that in August, September 2024, they ran it, then you got it again in April, but now it is certain. We have certainly lost this level going into the close. And right now, as I'm speaking to you, Bitcoin just hit its lowest level since May. We are now at the lows of day, lows of many months. And that makes plenty of sense because there is zero support where we are right now. 92.7 to 91K is the only place where there's real support. So any bounce here would be very random, and it's not a general consensus area where multiple people would have bid limit buys set up anyway. So, wow, as we're live in Power Hour for Wall Street, lows of day, lows of months, nasty weekly candle. Unless something good comes into play, we got an inverse God, we got a Satan candle on our hands. I mean, right now, down about 10% on the week, only after regarding this inflection zone as a resistance before rolling over. Good God, man. Yeah, and I hate to be the bearer of the bad news. So, like, I tried to like come in with the channel. Maybe we're getting near it or something. And remember, on the daily, we were talking about yesterday, it's imminent. Within the next few days, we'll be getting a death cross, which is fun. It's okay. It's just a lagging indicator. It doesn't mean it's over for Bitcoin forever or anything, but it's just a phenomenon that occurs that, you know, I think you would at least like to know that it's happening from someone you're watching, like me. Like, you're watching me, and so I'm like providing like you the tidbit of information that, oh yeah, a death cross happened. So it's imminent. It will be happening. It might be happening literally on the new day because of this drawdown we are receiving right now, where Bitcoin is down over 5.3%, over $5,000 on the day, and again in a 3-day period, 4-day period, down 12+%. So you're stress eating donuts. You're gonna need some TNDM. Yeah, unless maybe, just maybe, they put Ozempic in the Krispy Kreme donuts. And then you could eat all the donuts you want, but you might go blind. You might have all these other bad effects too. So we were talking about good ideas to save Krispy Kreme, the company, all right? That was our best one. Ozempic-laden, infused donuts. Okay, so chat, how y'all doing on this Friday? It's the first time looking at the chat, really. So, were y'all saying anything of significance or no? Any thoughts on the channel? Just looking, man. Go, you want to buy, Claudio? What's up, Fibonacci Times, man?
Hello, Mitch. Can you please have a look at Carvana CVNA? I am thinking on shorting this stock. I am sure you will see what I am seeing on the 4-hour.
You're way up there, man. I mean, you're at levels where it might make sense if there's a bearish back test of that key level from 2021 or whatever. It ran all the way up, thrusted through it, and I think we might have fallen below it, if I remember. But yeah, we can definitely look at Carvana, man. Donuts never leave the system. What's up, Caesar, man? Thank you so much, dude. Love the support. But yeah, dude. Fibonacci times. Thanks so much for the contribution. What they do to orange juice? You know, the cycle, man. Cyclical. Like this is what happens, dude. You know, the commodities, like the cattle futures will eventually crash. Remember cocoa futures? It'll eventually crash. I think gold and silver will eventually crash, but maybe not yet. I mean, like they might still have upside. You know, it's crazy looking at gold's weekly. Yeah, it's down 2% today. I know, like that's gross, dude. Oh, yikes. You know, like maybe they put in the lower high. Maybe it is done. Maybe the attempted rally's over. Maybe it is, but we'll see on the new week, right? I mean, in before they just run this again. But the thing about the weekly that's so crazy about gold, we just looked at Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's weekly, crazy amounts of bearish divergence, lowest weekly relative strength index in years. And then you look at gold that is just unstoppable, has been unstoppable. And there is no indication, none, that the buyers are exhausted. It is just bullish convergence. They're like regarding overbought as support, and just like it currently it's 71, and then your MACD histogram bullish convergence. It's literally insane. I mean, and what if they hit? We're gonna close the week. Looks like below it, but from the how did I Fibonacci this? My anchor points were just the original cut with Hendel, high point to low point. Remember that cycle top from 2011 to the low point of 2015? That was how I anchored linear scale Fibonacci. We broke that 1618 way back in September. The 2618 was hit so fast, and then we began to consolidate around that level, 33.24. And now they ran it up again to the 3618 fib extension, the triple golden mean ratio Jesus levels, and that's where we're at right now. So one fib, outer fib extension, we're in the Oort cloud, of extensions, 4,200. So if you ever broke that, I guess, then you've got the 4236 at 4,728. Might as well just hit 5K at that point. So, it's down today. It has been very much kind of coupled up with the fear and selling. A lot of stuff has been too. Even like bonds are dumping too. It's so weird. Like yields are spiking when bonds, and I think in an environment like this, bonds should be going higher. They're not. So Bitcoin, as I'm speaking to you, chat, is at lows of day again. $94,164, $47 right there. New lows. It's gross, dude. It was grosser for stocks this morning, and then they really did come in and save the market in a way, but maybe not as much as you would want. Let me just go to the futures here, the S&P 500 futures, so you can see it. No big deal. All right, that is kind of an evening doji star a couple weeks ago. You're closing exactly where you closed last week. But I don't really like the price action where on the week, like after the bearish engulfing candle and shooting evening or the evening doji star, they rallied and then they failed. Like the buyers came in like, oh, okay, we're gonna invalidate all. No, just kidding. It's actually real. It's still real. There's a big failure from buyers to run the price up, and you're going to close where you are. I don't really like that price action, and I don't really like the fact that the histogram is about to go neutral negative. I mean, we hadn't seen negative momentum on the S&P 500 futures since May 12th that week. So you're just getting kind of long in the tooth, man, and you can kind of see we're diverging on the RSI, but still, crazy enough, in the bullish control zone. So I mean, think how far we are off that 50-week moving average where Bitcoin's now below it. I mean, you're way off that. Not a big deal, but just wanted to look at it. Look at the daily. You can see, I mean, they really are that 50-day simple moving average. Look at the dance. They're trying to hold on to it, but you go to the 4-hour, and we remember it wasn't great on the 4-hour. It was worse on the NASDAQ, but you had two highs here. Bullish engulfing candle. But yeah, it is just, there's no value in this market, really. I mean, there might be a couple sectors you'd have to look for that would have it. But in terms of like the general macro, big tech, the things that have been propagating the rally, there's no value on them anymore. It's just pure premium. You're just, yeah, we had our correction. Maybe they hold it. Maybe we have another run. You know, that doesn't take away from the fact that you'd still be looking at a pure premium bid at any point right now on these names, these like market drivers higher. So continuing to monitor Bitcoin's drawdown, as you can see, at near lows of day. I'm kind of scaling it in for you so you can just see the candles and the inflection points. The target is 92,779.99 right there. Eventually we get there. If we don't do it today, we'll do it tomorrow, maybe the next few weeks, whatever, few days. But it does seem almost imminent, right? Okay, Spider and then Dow Jones. Let's just do the futures, I guess. Yeah, okay, so this demand line here, still above the 50 moving average. I'm not really worried about it. But you can see the demand line being tested of this big channel. This nice trend. They're holding it for now, but just a couple days ago we saw an all-time high, which is crazy. But yeah, you are like, I mean, you just look at the daily and you see the high and the local higher high. I mean, you can definitely see bearish divergence on the daily. It's just there. So you wonder how reliable it will be, because it's not on the RSI, it's only on the MACD histogram. You wonder how reliable it will be, and if it is reliable, how well will it perform? You know, will it just take us down to like 46.5 again, or will we go deeper? So it'd be a good question to ask. I mean, I think Apple, the way it's been performing throughout all this has been exceptional, and I really do think it's been carrying the market on its freaking shoulders like crazy. And then Microsoft even has been kind of holding up this week, if you can even believe it, and they have not confirmed that weekly double top at all. So okay, NASDAQ 100 futures still, you know, at 25K. What a big bounce. They really needed to do that, and it does look like we're gonna maybe close lower. Nah, maybe not. We got 9 minutes. They might close higher than yesterday's close. It's a huge shadow, a huge wick, man. Like we're literally trading NASDAQ futures trading at the price it was trading at when it opened. So just kind of doji-ing. So yeah, you want this to be a local confirmation low. That's some extremely high volume on the NASDAQ today. That's the highest volume signature we've seen today, legit, since April 10th. So multi-month highs on daily volume. That, again, look, you can see it's like trying to flip to positive. Crazy stuff, man. You can thank NVIDIA for that too. What a comeback on NVIDIA. And then we'll just look at the Russ 2000 futures real quick. And there you can see a bounce there. The 2368, they did defend, trying to get back in the channel, but you don't want to lose 2368 to 2350, because that means we're probably going to 2150, or the 200 moving average 2200. So, all right, I mean, they've made a comeback. It was definitely terrible this morning, but things have reversed as they typically try to do that. They've been really good about defending. I mean, you understand like the price action where you think, oh man, like it looks like maybe it's time to flush, and then they always find a way to rally this thing higher. And I think this is like why Michael Burry, you know, ended his fund a couple days ago. It's like he knows how broken everything is. I mean, you know, maybe that, or is it just like 401k bros? There's just so much money every 2 weeks flooding in from people's paychecks into these mutual funds that in turn goes into these index funds. There's just so much of that no short seller can compete. Is that really how it's going, man? I just like, it's so hard to believe. Yeah. So those are your index funds, your futures, whatever. And then we could look at some of these Mag 7s real quick. The market drivers go from best to worst. NVIDIA 1.66%, unbelievably. They're still in that little channel. They're definitely piercing through the previous candle's body, piercing line, looking A. It was almost engulfing. but the fact that they've defended $183 for a second time locally is really endearing. I really like that. You look at the 4 hour, it's probably nice. It's very pretty. Like, it's like one bottom, a second bottom. I mean, like the one time no one knows, and then there was an unfilled gap. Second time they filled the gap, and they've confirmed the level as support. You understand, these are the two highest lows in the history of NVIDIA.
The money is leaving the stock market and crypto. Where is it going? Is this rotation into other assets? If
I mean,
so,
look at NVIDIA right
where
now
to?
on the 4 hour. It's insane, dude. Anonymous, was that you? No, that was go to the gym, bro. Thank you so much for the 20, dude, and thanks for the inspiration with your name. Go to the gym. All right, go in the gym. Rotation into other assets, where to? I mean, dude, like, it doesn't look like anyone's rotating out of NVIDIA right now at 190. Does it look like it to you? It's at all-time highs. It's at the highest lows in the history of the asset. I mean, an 886 from the previous low to high. Doesn't look like anyone's rotating out of NVIDIA, bro. I think this idea becomes completely invalid, maybe below like 180 at this point. But sweet mother of God, what if this is real? What if what I'm looking at is actually real life, and they scared the living crap out of everyone in the world to sell everything, and then they just put in a local confirmation low that's the highest in the history of the stock? Oh my God. So fret not until we lose 183 for real. Until we lose 180 for real. You're actually in a very intriguing spot here. I can't believe it, right? You'd think, no way. And then Michael Burry's over here shorting it, and he's like closing up his fund probably because of that pump. You know, that pump right there made him quit. And then it dumped, and then he's probably thinking about reopening, and now he's like, oh my God, maybe I should close out of my puts on NVIDIA, because this looks technically like you might be setting up for a big rally to go fill a gap at 207, and no one would believe it right now. No one. Okay, so hype in the chat for freaking NVIDIA. Remember, best trend in the world, best equity in the world for sure. Just go to Microsoft, up 1.3%. You're not going to stop. You can't stop it. You cannot confirm a double top until you break 493. They didn't do it. Huge green candle today. I mean, they gapped it down. 498 just ran all day and engulfing, piercing at supports kind of, and you don't know. Like, they could go for a run to fill the gap at 540 in the weeks and coming weeks, because I'd imagine, I think the fear is people are freaked out now, man. People are really scared. And that's a perfect environment and a long-term uptrend for big rallies to occur, right? When everyone's just like hyperventilating, freaking out. Should I sell everything, man? Oh my God, we're about to collapse, Michael Burry. And then confirmation low locally on a Friday after everyone's already given up. That's just Microsoft and NVIDIA, though, because you got Tesla that did collapse, like very bad stuff. I mean, that is a technical event, and today was also a technical event. You'd think, oh, it's going to be okay. I mean, it only went to 383. We'll see what Tesla's down from its highest point of this uptrend. 19% in 11 days, bro. And they broke support yesterday. They broke even more today. They did fill the Elon Musk purchase gap, and then they rallied it and then what did they do, though? Unfortunately, look at the price actions correlation to 411. What is 411? Well, it's the double top confirmation line. It's the major level from January of this year. Look what they did to it before it collapsed. They recaptured it, they lost it, then they reconfirmed its validity as resistance before major markdown. Okay, well, then we go back further and we look and we see that 411 is the old all-time high from November 2021. You see that right there? That's what they've done today. That's all they've done, is rallied it to confirm that validity as resistance. That's not good. That's not a good technical event. I don't care how green the candle is. You got to be really kind of weirded out about where we are until, I think, buyers recapture 414.50 resoundingly, then they reconfirm its validity as support. You don't want to be confirming a key level as resistance after breaking it. That's confirmation. That's not a good thing. Okay, so that's not like NVIDIA or Microsoft right now. That's its own bad thing. So those are the only 3 of the 7 that are actually up today. Meta was, it's flat. It was up and then it wasn't, and then it's like still somehow. 2 minutes ago, it could end up being the lowest close since May, but Yeah, they're just defending the 600, 602 level, psychological, but also this old overhead resistance from October 2024. They're just trying to hold on to it. It's just, gosh dang, man. There's no evidence that sellers are exhausted either. There's so much negative momentum. It's bad, man. It's just a bad situation to be in. Any rally will end up being a much lower high than the previous high of 758 and roll over later. So, good God. All right, and then let's go to Apple, that was doing well, and now it's not really anymore. So, I mean, on the day, it's just trading at the same price as trading at 2 weeks ago, you know, literally. It's still in this beautiful trend, but I don't think it even knows what's going on. I don't, the market participants are so confused. They're like, is this market rug pulling? Is this a defensive stock? Apple's a good company, right? I can't tell. We're not going to go up or down. We're just going to sit sideways. It's going to be where people are storing their cash, I guess. Store value, man. Fixed price. And I would believe in the uptrend, if you're at the heart line, you have a fair market priced asset in its uptrend, which is that's what I think the heart line of a channel is. The supply line's the overbought threshold. The bottom trend line in an uptrend is the oversold threshold. The heart line's fair market price. So that's where we're at, man. Fair market, all-time high levels, right around here. It's going to be one of your highest, bro. It's going to be your like fourth or fifth highest daily candle close literally ever. It will be a record weekly close in 15 seconds. So just for history, might as well stay on this asset when the closing bell occurs in 10, 9, 8. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2. There it is, chat. Record close on Apple. Not like that anywhere else, though. Okay, let's go to Google. Google gapped down and rallied just to fill that gap, and that was it. So not great. Not really a great candle. This thing is beyond insane. There's no edge. You're paying premium. No structures to help you. You don't really have anything. You're just flipping coins on Google right now. I mean, it's fine if you're a long-term investor. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. We're talking about strategy and trading plans, risk management. You don't have any ability to do any of that on this asset. That's great. There was a time. Remember this summer? It was beautiful. And now it's just, okay, we're just talking about the price action, what happened today. They filled the gap and closed at the lowest daily close since October 29th. So, all right. Amazon, remember they lost yesterday at the old all-time high from February, and now they've taken it down pretty much to the next level from December 2024, holding it lowest daily close since October 30th. Just gross, man. They might fill the gap, but I guess if you stay above 232.50, you might be all right. To lose that would be really bad. That's like a huge inflection point. So, okay, those are your 7, dude. Super chat not working. Still not working. I mean, didn't someone just super chat? Golden Knight, look, dude, you should use Stream Elements. If super chat's not working, just go use Stream Elements. Or tip me in crypto. In the description are my wallet addresses. I get those too. I get notified. So. Yeah. All right. Zcash pump and dump. I mean, it's been dumping, man, right? Today, all of them. Everything's been doing bad. God, Lind's down 11+%. What'd they do to Lind, bro? Like, it wasn't doing anything crazy. Lind. Jeez. Going for its lowest daily candle close since May. This thing's drawn down. It's going to go retest that scam wick low, the liquidation event. 82, probably. Yeah. Once you lose 170 on Lind, you're screwed. You're done. You're cooked. You're going to 115 probably. I would say 115 is the next big level. Really bad on these altcoins, man. Like Pepe coin. Remember, you're getting a Pepe. Look how beautiful the sellers have been. Like, what a formal bearish back. Look, support, lower highs, dump, and then they recapture, or they retest perfectly the resistance. That's like educational. That's TA respect, man. That's what you're looking for. These things, that price action can tell us what's going on. And so now it's like Pepe, just outside of the liquidation event, If you just omit that, like lowest price seen since April 2024, a huge level broken and back tested as resistance. It was always support. So it's resistance now. So there's just so much downside potential. You wouldn't even dream of how much downside potential there is on Pepe coin. It's just almost unlimited downside. Like there's no real key strong support probably until whatever this level is. It's like worthless. I mean, there's no like 60% downside before there's an actual real support resistance that was created, manufactured a long time ago. So anyway, there was a request. Let me look at it. We've kind of gone across the markets. We can look at a couple commodities. I didn't do that. Let me do that real quick. Just give some love there before we get into the request. All right, so we had my sugar futures pumped like crazy today. What? Sugar, remember? Maybe they watched the Krispy Kreme segment of the stream, dude. Oil up 2.2%. Dude, you want to see oil? This is crazy. I don't know why it's not here plotted. I must have done it on my other computer. But dude, I just wonder, okay. I posted this in the Patreon Citadel, but I just wonder, man. It is a Gartley. An unironic bullish Gartley pattern on U.S. oil. And I'm just wondering, like, I know it's it's like an absolutely disgusting bear trend. All right. No one's going to argue. Yeah, I agree. It's awful. You're below key supports too. It's so bad, man. But all of a sudden, there is the M shape. You know, there is the Gartley. And it's pretty amazing. And you just got to wonder, what does that mean? Will this play out? Does it have a chance? Or is it, nah, dude, forget it. Screw your Gartley. It'll be invalidated probably below 55.30. But for now, I think it's just, let's just pay attention to oil that's been getting destroyed, that's put in an M shape. There's no, maybe they reacted here, but until you get above 60, it's kind of tough. I mean, you're below the 200. 200's down sloping. It's a bad trend, man. So like we want to take this with a grain of salt. But yeah, interesting. And then you look at some of these energy stocks that are actually they've been holding up throughout the sell-off that's been going on with the market drivers. So just pay attention to oil. Let's see what happens in time. My God, your live cattle futures, has been dumping. They're trying to dump this stuff, man. They you got like the presidential administration trying to get prices under control, live cattle, and the cattle futures or the feeder futures for the cattle. So hitting the 200-day simple moving average for the first freaking time, literally since September 2024. So it's been over a year since this happened. So eventually all commodity bubbles pop. They all pop. Okay, so this one will end, and it will be violent and disgusting, just like it was on orange juice, just like it was on cocoa futures. They're trying their hardest to destroy coffee prices. I mean, they're trying to bring down the price of coffee futures too. And that was real bad, man. Like they tried. I thought it was over. There was a news catalyst that came out that I thought might have turned everything around, and now all of a sudden, look what they've done today. They defended the demand line. How did they? They bullish pin barred this S, kind of. $400 closed the week. The cup with handle is still alive, man. Crazy. Okay, we didn't look at silver. I mean, someone said orange juice. Look what they've done to orange juice. Yeah, dude, this is what happens when a cycle ends. This is what cattle futures is doing. Cattle futures could be concluding. Okay, it could be over for cattle futures, and that would be great. Because look at it now. Orange juice futures soon to be achieving its 88% retrace from the major low to high. And that's value. That's what real value is on a chart. How could you say there's any value on any of these, big market drivers, equities, mega market cap tech stocks? There's just not, man. They're all trading up at their highest levels ever. So like 886 though, in commodity world, 142.90. That's where you'd be waiting for structures to develop. And it could take weeks. It'd probably take months for a structure to develop down here, and support would be around there. They'd violate it, but this is the interest zone. That's where the analyst would be looking for structures to develop. So we're almost there, man. It's been gross. It's been ugly. They've been killing it. It was the lowest daily candle close confirmed really since July of 2022. If you remember the cocoa futures bubble that popped, it's the same thing. All cycles end. That is certain. Look at this. They couldn't even hold up the M shape. You see that? They went for the type 2 and failed immediately. So busted M shape because look, man, when got to think about it like this. Where's the 886 on cocoa futures? Jesus, it's literally not even at near. There's nothing here. So like where this asset is now, you just wait for what is this? 3,386, and then really, where's the value? Where there is support, where there is a major inflection zone that goes all the way back to 2010, 2016. That is where you're looking for cocoa futures to begin developing structures. 2,500. So on cocoa futures, if you want real value, you want to wait for this asset, this commodity, to lose 40% more of its value. So that busted M shape's really telling. That tells you who's in control. And when they lose that support there, both supports, it's just like send it to the 886. The bad action magnet move, I guess, almost of a big M shape was 5K pretty much. So yeah, and let's look at silver real quick. Down 3+%. Double top, man. That's man bun double top. I mean, if it doesn't double top here, holy crap. Like, imagine if people think it's over probably because it's double top. But what happens if they like do this, and then they do this, and they do this, and they do this, and all of a sudden it becomes this colossal ascending triangle that like gold had? It'd be crazy because this bubble has been, I mean, it's been such an insane run that you would think, nah, man, it's got to be over for silver. Let's look at the weekly. We have any bearish stuff? Bullish engulfing candle confirmed on the weekly. Yeah, they pulled it back off the top, but that was the second highest weekly candle close in silver's history. The same type of psychotic behavior on the relative strength index like you got on gold, like where they're just taking it down to 70 and it's bouncing. Currently it's 74. Like that only happens in hysterical bull markets. So yeah, I mean, what do you think, chat? Did we man bun double top, or is it just more like, nah, dude, second highest weekly candle close literally ever, and it's gonna make an ascending triangle, or it's gonna run again, you know? I mean, 60 is the major Fibonacci 1272. Remember, like this is, you've already, like, what do you want, you know? Like if you were a harmonic bro, like you hit the aggressive target, but if you don't know, there's a secret, a more aggressive harmonic trader. There is, and it's the 1272. And even if you're trading bullish dragon patterns, which I'm not saying that's the case in this situation, but in bullish dragons, typically you're 618, 886, and then you 1272 it, 1618 it, price objectives. So wedges 50, 61%, and then, you know, probably 100%, and then 1414 targets. So they did, like, with confirmation. Well, I guess 48 minutes till the close, but I think they're not gonna move this much more. It's down 3.2% already today. I don't think it's gonna be going down a lot. I mean, everything's closing up, so they are going to be closing the week above the old all-time high from April of 2011. So April 2011, largest tornado outbreak in meteorological history. I was there, Gandalf, 3,000 years ago, to see the largest tornado of that historical day. Mesogamma knows what I'm talking about. Crazy, man. How was it crazy? Silver peaks out the month of that. So wild. And then we never saw it again until October 2025. So many years later. Okay. So we had one request. I think we have couple contributions today. I don't know, man. Did I make minimum wage? Or will I have to go work my shift at Walmart tonight? Probably. All right. Yeah, we had 2 requests today. All right. Let's see. Let's look at Carvana, chat. Carvana. We like, well, it already did the thing I was talking about, actually. So, let's take a look, man. Man, it's really pretty out today. And it's like in the 80s. I'm sorry if it's snowing where you're at. Down here in Miami, bro, it's like Pristine. I might go on a walk after the stream today. Carvana, you know, where it would have been an optimum short was probably around here. But yeah, earnings made it play out. So say there wasn't earnings, it would have been awesome to see like them fail here in the zone. You go back, look, the old all-time high from 2021. That's like your best bet for a short at resistance. They lost that little channel. But now what they're doing on the bottoms, like a new support, like the next one, right? It goes back to 2021 as well. They're trading above it. So if you want to short it, I guess you're shorting this. You're shorting that. That is a bearish abandoned baby shooting star for sure. There's miniature gap on both sides. That's a perfect shooting star. Confirm with follow through. It was a decent day today on the recovery, but the only issue is that's all you got. I mean, like they see the problem is for real, sir. Fibonacci times. They could literally do this, fill the gap, go perfectly back test 360 again. You would be getting stopped out if you're playing the shooting star, but you're just getting a more pristine entry on your short, and then you'd have like classic distribution evidence. Like it would be a better short entry at the closer you are to 360, closer you are to that gap fill at 354. That's the more optimum entry. So that's all I can give you right now, right? You're not at like an inflection point. You always want to be trading at an inflection point to short or long, and you're not. You're actually piercing lined off of the zone. But yeah, you can clearly see like there's no longer, here's your high, higher low, higher high, higher low, highest high. Same low, but it's a higher low, and then higher highs. And now, you know, no longer higher lows, now a lower high, then a lower low. Now lower high, but they could still take it at 361. And you could still say it's a lower high, and that's the problem with this asset. So all I can tell you is you could trade the shooting star. You could try because it is confirmed with follow through yesterday. It's just a tougher trade. If that makes any sense, Fibonacci times, let me know in the chat if you are following what I'm talking about. Without spoilers, someone tell me, people have been telling me to watch the Frankenstein, dude. Should I? Robbie, don't ruin it, man. Hey, it's going, man. What's up, dude? Dude, 50? You kidding me, bro? Let's get some Leroy Jenkins going.
Hey Mitch, can we take a look at card and dealer's choice? Thanks, always, much love.
I think my Leroy Jenkins is way too quiet, man. Let me, yeah, that's like criminally too. There we go. Yeah, can you imagine, like, it being, Leroy Jenkins being too quiet? Like, crazy.
At least I have chicken.
All right, yeah, dealer's choice.
I'd like to look at TTD. I am bearish for a day or two, then I go back to bullish on the markets. Thanks, Mitch.
Hey, went for a walk today. What's up, dude? So someone's like, go to the gym, bro. Went for a walk today. Y'all telling me what to do, man, with y'all's names. I like it. I'm inspired. We'll look at TTD. Yeah, dude. Oh, was it 10 toes down, bro? All right, so was that other request real? We'll see here. Let's see here, dude. It was. Go to the gym, bro. Tip 20. So he asked, like, where's the money going? And it's like, okay, let me just real quick do something to see if I can try to answer that a little better. Let's see here. Maybe I could knock out two birds with one stone if I could find something. Okay, give me a sec. Whoa. Hey, holy crap. I don't know though, man. I don't like that. I actually not really like that excited about this stuff yet. Not quite. Dang, man. Maybe ExxonMobil. OIS is kind of interesting. Okay, let me show you here. Like, what's the rotation maybe? And it's like, is it kind of maybe energy? OIS, like, this thing has been like sideways for ever. I mean, for 5+ years since the crash when oil futures went negative. But like the M shape and the hop and the type 2 return here maybe. And now like you can see it's kind of doing something it hasn't done in a long time. Like we just put in higher highs, higher lows above 514. And you wonder if like the upside could take you to 822, 857 again. You just wonder if it's like a bottoming base. This is oil field services and equipment. I mean, they broke the supply line a long time ago, like back in 2022, but hasn't been able to do much. But I do like it above 514. I really, they recaptured, reconfirmed it. You're above the 200 moving average now. There's probably like a golden cross. Yeah, you already had the golden cross. You're trading above the 50 moving average as well. Well, I think my music stopped. So, what do you think about the music? How's the stream without music, dude? Is it probably boring, right? Okay, so that, and then like, what was it? Exxon. Exxon's interesting because it's like inverse head and shoulders. They maybe jumped across a creek. There's higher lows coming in. They're just trading it up against this major level here. Oh my God, what have I done? What the? Hold on. What the? What have they done? Error. What button did I push to do that? I just lost all my work. Oh my God, dude. We're screwed, dude. We're screwed. Hold on. Give me a sec. Just going back to Exxon real quick, man. Yeah, so I'm wondering, 119, that's such a 2023 level. I know it's a nothing burger for so long, but you just gotta wonder here. Are they reaccumulating, or is it just a distribution schematic? It's very hard to say. It's tough to know. But you are trending in the right direction since May, and you are up against big resistance, and you just got to wonder, is this going... I mean, that is a long time. Look, dude, a long time. The old all-time high from the oil glut's top, right before the oil glut happened. The consolidation that has been going on above this level for years, literally 3 years, man. So you wonder, it's like maybe finally on one of your largest, if not largest, oil stock market cap in the world, they will eventually soon break it out into price discovery. And if they did that, something like Exxon, you would just be like, it's a no-brainer on maybe why this is gonna keep going way higher, because this is the commodities index, Bloomberg Commodities Index. We have it, chat. We have a confirmed breakout on the weekly. They did gap it up, but that is a breakout. That's the highest weekly candle close on the Bloomberg Commodity Index futures since January of 2023. Multi-year highs and confirmed mega breakout of complex inverse head and shoulders that is 950 days large. So how could commodities do it? Metal and silver. I mean, like they would, if they were pulling back, you know, if they were going sideways, consolidating for a while, it would have to be another commodity that would run this asset higher if it's a real breakout to the measured move at 122, which is an overhead resistance. Well, it's just a resistance support from 2013. Maybe it's Exxon. Maybe it's oil, that Gartley on oil. Maybe it actually reverses finally. Like you just trying to think, because it's got to be one commodity. It's got to be something. And it's like gold and silver. I don't know, man. That means like gold and silver would have to be continuing their bubble if they're going to do the heavy lifting. Maybe it's another commodity. Okay, so I don't know. That's insightful, interesting, whatever, but cool stuff. Yeah, oil futures near 4-year lows. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Like, no doubt. Hey, it's Vincent, man. You kidding me, dude?
At Vincent Lechapella 7432 super chatted $71.40. Hey Mitch. Can you look at SLB on
Schlumber
the
J.
daily and weekly? THX a lot, man.
Let's go, Vincent, man. You are the weekly top super chatter. You've compiled a contribution amount of $142.80 this week. I'm very grateful, dude. Thank you so much for being the top super chatter. No one compares. You are the man. Gomi, you somehow took out Beach Jedi by 18 cents because he was the top tipper until you just tipped earlier. But somehow 18 cents, you are now the king with the 50. Thank you so much, both of y'all. Wow, unbelievable. Super, super grateful. But yeah, we'll definitely, like Schlumber J. I don't even know if that's the next request or not. Let me check. Let me check, man. What was it? No, we had a couple more. We had Gomies. Cart. So I was just trying to help go to the gym because he asked like kind of a general question about market rotation and all that. It's like commodities. I wonder if it's going to be oil or not, you know. That's the theory. And so I guess Exxon maybe was the dealer's choice. Oh, but I guess, hold on. He wants to see Cart, though. Look at Cartman. Cartman, do get it. Well, trying to confirm the highest lows, kind of. A little bit, but not much data to work with. It's under 3. He said, hype in the chat for Vincent. I agree, man. Thank you so much. Oh, that didn't show up, dude. Thanks again, Andrew 3. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. He's the weekly Jesus by 18 cents. Gomi is. He's Jedi. Wouldn't stand for that. He would tip $1, I think, if he was watching. But it's Friday, so let's see. I don't really know if we can consider this a swing low. I mean, this is a swing high that they defended a couple times. I mean, they confirmed a top. You've got a base of higher lows coming in, which is good. But, I want to see like maybe, I mean, they did confirm a bottom here, absolutely. But you're below the 200 moving average now. They could have very well reversed the trend. There was a beautiful head and shoulders, like one high. Remember, it's almost Terra Luna-ish, where there was one high, a major markdown, then they attempt to rally, and then that momentum-shifting bearish structure developed. I mean, it really was pretty in retrospect, because I've never been here before. But it was like, dang, dude, on the second major like weekly high, they do this, and it's like literally beautiful, like artwork. Like, no way. So they might go run this up to 42.79. Gomi, man, and it's just going to confirm this pattern is real. I think they almost hit the measured move of this, but yeah, I don't really see any, like, how would you manage your risk here? I don't know if you would. I don't think you could. I don't think you actually could manage your risk in any meaningful way at this current time. There's no evidence of accumulation. There's just maybe these two highs are lower than this high. That's the only good thing about it, but I think like you're having some issues here, like crypto, where it's like, okay, they've marked this thing down. Sellers have assumed control of the asset for now, right? Why, how? Literally based on the momentum shift from higher highs to lower highs, now lower lows, and now potentially running to make the lowest high again. They could take this thing literally, bro, to $47 and it reverses, and it would be the lowest high. So that's the problem. You're like dealing with a shift in momentum. Sellers have that control. The buyers are just defending 36.41 and they're just running it now. And you could 43, 43.75. There's a gap fill at 45.36. A lot of candidate areas where they could take it and it still rolls over, making a lower high. So you don't have momentum on your side on this asset, like locally and lately, since August. So that's all I can say about Cart, man. Maple Bear? What? Are you kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me? Maple Bear? Maple Bear Pig Incorporated? Well, let me make sure this one's got the oomph I need too.
I have some evidence Man Bear Pig could be in this area.
Yeah, dude. This is Maple Bear Pig. I like the name of this. I would invest just because of that. All right. Schlumber J maybe is next, but maybe not. Let me see. Dude, my whole body is freaking sore, especially my legs, man. Y'all should be sore. No, TTD is next. I went for a walk. Okay. TTD. This is a bank, right? It's trade desk. Yeah. The trade desk, man. Oof. Not good. I mean, good. I get where you're at, man, on this. I understand. Like, wholeheartedly. Yeah, it's like basement, right? I mean, swing highs and lows, inflections in 46, 77, 51, 08. Like, I think that's the big level, and they've lost it. They rallied it, and this confirmed like the lowest highs after the major breakaway gap. That is like a disgusting. That's not filling anytime soon, and they just rolled it over. What's up, Dynasty Dan?
Can you look at Arrow/USD? Enjoy the good weather, brother.
Yeah, we'll look at Arrow. Thank you so much, dude, for the weather wishes. 33. Repeating, of course. Do I have that one?
32.33 repeating, of course.
Thank you, dude. Yeah, the problem is it never falls positively on anyone's ears when you're saying literally with the data we've received today. Lowest daily candle close confirmed on TTD since November 9th, 2022. So over 3-year lows on the close. That's not indicative of a composite operator accumulating an asset. That's for sure. Is there any evidence of more than before? There's only evidence of less than before. Ridiculously less than before. A complete and utter rout. Sellers who control this asset. It looks like they're gonna want to go test this 40.90 level. It's been regarded as support. In fact, it was when the trend was your friend, when you were running, they confirmed it as support before running to way higher. That seems like it's on deck for a test. It might be a zone, I guess, but they were overshooting that level a lot in 2022, but they defended it. So I guess you're getting closer and closer to a level, but the context is legit miserable. Like really, really bad. See, I get it. You're like, hey man, there might be some bullish divergence developing or in development or could be, but it's not quite there yet. They're not even ever sold. You can't really tell if the momentum, I mean, it's still a lot of negative momentum. Yeah, I get like you're seeing it at supports kind of, but I don't think enough has developed. Like if you really wanted to get excited about this, you wanted to start seeing like, oh no, they overshot and then they rallied it, and then it like, oh no, like a higher low, a higher high, and then a high. Like you would want to see stuff like that happening, like inverse head and shoulders behavior, confirmation of key inflection zones recaptured, reconfirmed as support, because then it makes it extremely simple to set strategic stop losses, entries, and your upside potential could be unlimited. You really want this to happen, and that's going to take time. That would take many months to occur if you were ever to be blessed enough to receive something like that, be painted. But until I think you're breaking, recapturing $46, $51 and holding it, I think that's your insurance policy to not own it. Like if you bought it now, I mean, like you just don't know what if the macro really does go into a deep correction. Holy crap, 28.74 could be on deck if they don't hold this 40.90 level. So it's not just about an asset trading at or around key supports. I think it has everything to do with it's trading at around key supports, and there's local forms and evidence of somebody taking an interest in it over an amount of time, weeks, months, and then you get positive price action correlation to key levels a few times with higher lows. Like that's always the dream. I don't think you have the dream right now. So thank you, dude. TTD, not hot, man. I mean, some of these bank stocks been hitting all-time highs, like right around them. And this one's just in the gutter. I mean, at the bottom, but it's not just about being at the bottom. It's about structural development at bottoms. IMO, to give you the actual edge that you would want. Okay, now it is Schlumber J. Schlumber J, man. You could also call it Schlumberger for the memes. Let's go to the week. Did you ask about the weekly or the monthly on this one? Daily, weekly. Vincent, thank you, dude. Let's go to the weekly first on it. See what you're seeing here. 1 week. Okay. All right. Well, kind of interesting. Yeah, it's like you're asking about it because they're trying, by the grace of God, to defend this swing low from 2009. Oh my God, dude. And then someone out there, I bet Scott Carney's harmonic framework or his like whatever, his programming, you know, his bots, his you can get his I can't the name of it. It's you know what I'm talking about. The automation of his framework. This might generate like, you know, it might be like, oh yeah, I see a swing low, but it's a little it's not deep enough to be an actual shark. You got to have a 1618 on the B to D. You can have an 886, but it's not a formal shark unless that's a 1618 minimum, 1618 to 224. So you just have an informal M shape up here, not in great context. I don't like identifying M shapes really when they're at tops and stuff because it kind of defeats the purpose. A harmonic is like a momentum halter, a momentum shifter, and maybe they're trying to do that. The only reason why it might be interesting is just because that's developed at this level that if you lose it, you're effed. Like the downside potential is like minimum 3090, which they almost took it to. But if you lose this for real, I mean, it's an 1861. 1861 would be amazing. You know why? Do you really want to know why? Because then you would have the dream of all dreams where this is where I love harmonics developing. No one wants to hear it, I know. But I would want to, like, why? Because it's like, this is where M shapes make dreams come true. Because it's like the whole structure, there's no controversy. The 886 is literally confluent with the swing lows from 1998 and 2002. Like, that's why I would not want to own this. I would want it to be at 18. I would want 1835 if I could get it. Because this is like, this happens just like Alibaba, just like so many others we've developed, that the whole freaking drawdown concludes and you get this huge M shape develops over a long time, like 5 years, and then they do this, and then we get this, a slightly lower low double bottom, then we get bullish divergence on the weekly, and then we get U-shaped volume or something crazy, and then it's the most actionable setup we could dream of, and then it's this. I mean, that's really, I mean, no bias about the request. That's what I would want. I don't really care about it here. It's like, all right, we could try to make sense of an M shape. Maybe it rallies, but you know what's going to happen? It would rally and probably make a lower high. It might run up to 42.82, these swing highs from 97 and 2000. Test that as resistance below the 200 week and then roll over again. I mean, this is the hard target. That's what you would want. You would covet this. Like, burn this image in your mind. Remember, chat? Okay? And then you just do this, and you're like, wait a second. Oh, yeah, exactly. Exactly. The drawdown, and then, like, no controversy, the M shape develops. And then the trend. Now, you know, Baba's done. I mean, this was target for the trade setup, chat. This is the conclusion of this trade, this godlike trade. And now it's marking down, filling gaps, and could very well be at 144 next week, next couple weeks. I mean, correction. They correct after price objective hit, pullback, big pullback. So you got a big one this week. It was down 7.54%, but closed the week below the fourth price objective, and that's the reason why it was the final target. It was a key level. So that's where the best place to identify M shapes. M shapes, man. Remember, like, oh, the long extended drawdown. Then the M shape. See, you'd be like trying to like target Schlumberger J right here, you know? Like, oh, 4.7. No, dude, we want the M shape to complete. And then you want the completion of the M shape to just align with key levels from history. And that's exactly what we get on Schlumberger J in the 18s. So anyway. Thanks, dude. Vincent, man, I don't know if that makes any sense, dude. Okay. I really don't know if that helps, but I did all I could. We got one more request. Let's look back at Bitcoin, 94,729, off its lows of day, but not by too much. So the moves you receive when the liquidity is so low. So I said this verbatim in general chat a couple days ago before this most recent meltdown, because we were getting some pretty big rallies before we lost 100K, or we lost. We were running to 107 and stuff. But I said verbatim, it reminds me of February. Like, I'm talking identical to February. The price action we were getting in February was like the last phase of Wyckoff distribution that we had identified. And there was it was so illiquid. The swings you were getting were insane daily. And finally, they were, oh my God, we were at 93, and then 2 days later we were at 100, and then tested, and then collapsed. And when you're in illiquid market conditions, you get big swings like we had been getting, and now it's just rugged, And yeah, I think you're just waiting for 91.9, 92K. But I don't want you to lose that. To lose 90K would be devastating, because you'd be breaking all kinds of big supports. We already discussed the log scale demand line going back from 2022, the log scale 61.8% retrace, and the horizontal line support from 2024. So that is it's so important. Like we knew, hey man, you lose 99K, you probably got a better target at 92. But to lose 92, there is no better target below that, because then it's like mother of God. You're going like minimum 78K probably if it's a real bearish breakdown. So this is where it's like final stand, you're like Call of Duty, you're on a death streak, and then like your perk is last stand. So you're on the ground, you'll be on the ground at 90K shooting like with all the ambience, the blood pumping. That's 92K for Bitcoin. Man Bun just went long at 95K. Oh, good, dude. Nice. No strategy, no structure, just random. There's nothing like someone going long at 95K doesn't mean anything. Okay. It doesn't.
At Vincent Lechapella 7432 super
Vincent,
chatted
man.
$71.40. Really appreciate DHX again. And before the end of stream, would you call the weekly doji on Revna gravestone reversal?
Vincent, man, 214.20 on the week. You are number one. You are the number one contributor of this live stream for the week, and very grateful for that, man. You're blowing everyone out of the water. You've now doubled the top tipper. So thank you so much, dude. Let me which one? Rivian, Gravestone, Doji, Gravestone reversal. It was a bad one, man. It was a big pullback. Nasty. They lost 1567. That is gross, dude. This is what happens to small caps in bad macro conditions. Let's go to the weekly here. That is not a gravestone, unfortunately. That is a shooting star with no confirmation or follow through yet, but very disappointing to not be able to close above 1567. That's really bad. Down 7.81% today, but from the highs, it was like FOMO's a killer, dude. Someone was actually, it should have down 17% virtually from the highs. So very disappointing, because we could have made actual higher highs. We now no longer can say that an official higher high has come into play. We've had bottom side goodness, the higher lows, but eventually you got to get the Scott Cronin's talking about. You got to get the higher lows. You got to get help on the top side, and it was close, and then a macro-wide sell-off, a volatility pump kind of ruined threw really cold water on this move. It's not over yet by any means, man. It's not over now until they fall below 1180 still technically, but probably at this point they could take this down to 1265 and put in an actual higher low again, and everyone would lose their minds. What if that happens? What if Rivian in the coming weeks loses another 13% of its value, puts in a higher low than the lows we got at 1250 or whatever, and then runs? Don't put it past the composite operator to freaking do it, man. So that is technically a shooting star. It is. But it's not confirmed. You have to get next week's price action to confirm it. We got to get a lower candle close next week that we got this week. Otherwise, it was a never has been, never will be. They could just pump this thing next week out. Let's see if the market conditions recover, okay, next week. So there's still technically nothing wrong with Rivian. It's just you had it and then you didn't, and then it's still like a good setup. It's just, man, when real resolution? When can this run without any sort of pullback? Like just a macro killed it, man. Just did. So not a gravestone, but a shooting star. A gravestone would be this. This is a gravestone reversal, Vincent. Like, it is just how it is. Gravestone. That is a gravestone where there is no body. No body. Gravestone. And then dragonfly doji. No body, just wicks. You close literally where you opened. You open literally where you closed. So shooting star is when you have a body, and there is an actual body here that you can see. So hope that helps. Thank you so much, dude, again for being the biggest contributor and sponsor of this live stream this week. Thank you, dude. Dynasty Dan wants Arrow. Let's take a gander. Take a gander at Arrow Coin. I think we looked at this aerodrome again, man. I think you won it once. I think you won it twice. It's pretty gross, man. I mean, yeah, don't really interested in something like this right now, bro. Just gonna be straight with you. Wow. Aerodrome. Yogurt's $10. Get right purchasing power. I mean, you see the lower highs, the lower lows, the lower highs confirmed. Now breaking the 200-day moving average. You're not trending well lately locally. Since August, things have turned around as they not just hit a key level, they up thrusted through it, and then they back tested the up thrust, and that is a beautiful, very reliable one. It's like virtually your most reliable technical indicator you could ever dream of on charts. When an asset breaks resistance temporarily but cannot sustain the breakout, immediately falls below the inflection zone and then retests that level, confirming when it was once resistance as resistance again. And look at what you got, another lower high, and now more lower highs. They ran it up at the highest point to go test that one last level again, but the close was certainly lower than the close from October and September. And now I don't like the way it looks at all. I just no. I mean, I think it'd probably be a better entry way lower at like, just be real, as close as you could get to like 38, 48 cents. I got nothing for this right now. I don't like the trend. I mean, I know they're holding up these levels, but the most recent price action isn't great. Down 10% today. But let's just be real. From the highest point to where it trades now, down 35% in 3 days. 35% in 3 days, bro. Even at like the most insane bubble we've had on the stock market, which is the quantum bubble, it at least took a month to lose half its value. This is losing 35% in 3 days. It's insane, dude. Like, crypto's awful. Like that. For any asset to lose 35% in 3 days equals illiquid garbage. Joke. Like, you're at the casino, man. Big casino. But I really do appreciate Dynasty and the contribution. And that was the final request that has existed. So, sorry, my music ended. I don't know, man. It's not about the music, dude. I try to keep the music really quiet anyway, where it's not even something that could make or break the stream. Grow the beard? Nah, dude. I have white in my beard now. I'm not doing that crap. Why would I look at hype? Hyperliquid, I've looked at it before. Same garbage. Crashed. Robert Powell has been holding bet since 2020. Bro, those things suck, man. Those altcoins. Terrible. They're not like, you should look at Cardano. Well, we didn't look at it on stream. I looked at it in general chat. And it's like, hey, man, Cardano, remember one of the, it's a top 10 crypto market cap. Like literally. And in 1,246 days, it's trading at the same price as it was. That is not an investment. It can't be. It's confirmed empirically that it can't be an investment when it is the same price it was 1,246 days ago. Not an investment. You lose. You lost. It's over. The time has already gone by. You have not made yield. It's over. So you do that with a lot of stocks, and guess what? I guarantee you many different equities are going to be way higher than they were 1,246 days ago. So just keep that in mind with this market, man. I mean, this market used to be about, hey, man, it wasn't a scam. I know it always has been scammy and speculative and momentum driven, but there used to be enough liquidity to support the amount of coins that existed. Now it's too much. It's too difficult. I mean, like structures that are like developing, they just fail due to lack of liquidity. And then you got like the largest liquidation event in the history of crypto, where like we had liquidation events that were $2 billion, around $2 billion. That was the worst. And then the one October 10th was $20 billion. Impossible. Like that right there proves how bad this market is and how it always has been. We love Bitcoin, though. Bitcoin's not crypto. It's just not. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. It's its own thing. Everything orbits around Bitcoin and wants to have a gravitational pull like Bitcoin, but never, ever will. And you're delusional to think that something ever will. Bitcoin is the beginning. It is the genesis. It is the alpha and omega of the crypto world that you think about. Oh yeah, Ethereum. Oh yeah, a little Jupiter. Yeah, just kind of a failed star. Tried it, no, just sitting there. It's never gonna do anything. It's a gas giant. Whatever. Got its moons. You know, all the scam moon coins. You know, around it, made on the ERC20 platform. What, you know, like Bitcoin is the sun, and you cannot compare any of these planets to the sun because they never will be. Okay. 20 billion is ridiculous. It is psychotic. It is an epiphany, a market-driven epiphany of what this asset class is, where we learned like, wow, you saw the Binance exchange. You learned that many of these coins, there is no one that's actually holding it. It's literally only the market makers. It's only Binance. They're the only ones holding the coin. At the lows of the liquidation event, some of them went to zero. That proved it. It's like, no other human beings involved on that exchange. Just CZ. So yeah, big no thanks. I mean, it's just like, if you thought it was a scam before, now you really know. And if you don't think it is now, after that, there's nothing that will. It's almost like, hey, dude, you're completely demoralized. You could show someone that the sky is blue, and they would, with all the evidence in the world, you could show them in their face the sky is blue, and they would still say, no, the sky is green. That's where people are if they don't understand what this market actually is. But it's okay though, right? And maybe one day the liquidity will return, structures will develop, and they will actually there will be enough liquidity for the structures to play out and TA be respected again. But I mean, I guess on the top side of things, like the TA is being respected with bearish back tests, and you know, well, you lost support, you ran to the next support. Hey, you lost support, you're running straight to the next support. So I mean, it's being respected in that way. Jars of God, but that's not true. Top 5, 10, not really. I mean, top 10, definitely not, because if you're looking at Dogecoin, Cardano. Look, Cardano's about, today going to make its lowest daily candle close since November 2024. The lowest daily close of entire downtrend of 2025. beautiful TA respect on the bearish side. I mean, that's gorgeous, right? We were talking about, look at the streams from October 27th, 28th. It's like, man, that's a great short setup. Great level to take a short with easy risk management, with lots of downside potential. So on the bearish side, it was very easy. On the altcoins anyway. Bitcoin was kind of controversial because there was still a chance, man. Oh, we could still like hold 109. And they didn't. And once that happened, it was over. There was no more reason to own even Bitcoin at that point. Maybe when more regulation no, that's not going to happen, Exdenny, because it's a global market. You can't, unless we have a one world order, which is what the communist globalists want. Unless you have that, you cannot enforce laws. People in Belarus, Russia, China, they're going to be doing things that, you know, can we extradite somebody for committing fraud? Nope, can't do it. It's impossible. So there will never be true regulation unless we have a one world government. And at that point, good luck. That'll never happen because, you know, nearly 100 million people in the United States saved the world from global communism. So most well-armed populace in the world, good luck defeating us. You might do it with demographic shifts in the next couple hundred years, but not until then. So there will not be a global government ever until that base is gone. Oh, is my music on? I can't even hear it, man. Yeah, I can hear it now. Sorry. I think my audio was just too quiet on my side. You trying to give hope to crypto, dude? Hope left a long time ago. Hope left with the devs. Hope left when the Zoomers figured out how to use AI to create unlimited S coins every day to pump and dump, rug pull. Hope left when Trump created Trump coin, Melania coin, Hawk2a girl did her thing. Hope left really in 2021. I mean, NFTs, Do Kwon, Mashinsky. That was when they were, you know, over leveraging like crazy fraud. That was when the crypto market was on steroids, and there were still only like 36,000, 18,000 cryptos back in 2021 when the market was literally on steroids of liquidity and leverage. And now there are 36 million scam coins, and we're just normal. It's all there are no more steroids. So yeah, this is how crypto is in normal market conditions, where it's like it's a wasteland for most cryptos are a wasteland that will never even come close to rivaling their highs again. And you got to think about how pathetic the election pump was. It was the last time we maybe ever saw like TA respect on the long side for a lot of cryptos, where they developed those M shapes. Trump got elected, a 60-day, maybe 6-week pump, and then that was it. We never, all these like 99% of cryptos never saw those highs ever again. And those highs were much lower than all the previous highs they had seen in the past. And now many of them are lower than they were before the election. So it's just, that's lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Fine, lower highs, same lows that you saw 1,200 days ago. Man, it's bad. Anyway. Okay, well, we'll never see a 2021 like that again. That was the 1929 of our times, for sure. Well, Chad, it's been fun. Thank y'all for visiting and hanging out with me for the weekly candle close stream on Wall Street. Bitcoin recently just saw multi-month lows and still targeting for around 93K, 91 to 93K. But yeah, of course, like liquidity, I mean, like, you know, is gone now. The markets have stopped. You know, Wall Street is closed. They're the ones that have been selling into this stuff daily. So with the market being closed, you're going back into really illiquid market conditions where you get 1,000, 2,000 point swings up and down. Really hard to trust them. So just don't freak out if Bitcoin's at 97K in the next 2-3 hours, because it could be, because that's what happens in very illiquid conditions. Think about how thin the order book is, the lack of people exchanging Bitcoin on that order book. So when that's the case, yeah, there's going to be few people, and the order book's going to be all over the place. So don't even think that we can't go to 98K this weekend. Ethereum could pump 5-7%, but just remember what happens when Wall Street opens again. So I got word that Man Bun Double Top went long at 95K, so good luck to him. But that doesn't really sound strategic. That's just pulling the lever, bro. He's doing it. He's pulling the let me do it real quick. Anyone can do it. You can go long anytime you want, man. But when you don't go long with structure development at key inflection points, you're just gambling. But hey, man, coin flip's not bad. 50%, put it all on black. Dude, you could easily win. Man Bun Double Top could just go long 95K, and he could randomly win. And he looks like a prophet, a genius. And he'll be like, I told you guys. But there was no rhyme or reason to the long. And that's all I try to teach here. Is like, how do we give ourselves greater than 50% chance of a positive resolution, positive outcome? So anyway, thanks everyone for coming out. Vincent, thanks so much, man, for being the weekly top contributor to the stream. You are the sponsor. I hope y'all enjoy your weekend. Alabama versus Oklahoma tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Big game. I'll be watching. So until maybe Sunday evening, until I'll see you again. Respect the T. A.
Adios, turd nuggets.